I just want to say we're so passionate about classic movies. We're going to expand the conversation.
You can see the passion that's in this room.
It's thrilling to the core.
Put a new spin on some vintage films.
It's classic movies and more.
Hi, I'm Aurora for Classic Movies and More, and I'm here with Rob and Anne-Marie. And we're going to take a few minutes to talk about Capitolfest up in Rome, New York, which is coming up soon. It's a 3-day festival. They feature silent movies. They feature early talkies. Usually I've never seen any before I get there. I've been there 3 times. This is going to be my 4th year, and it's the same again. I looked at the schedule very quickly, and I haven't seen anything that's featured, but I'm very, very excited. Now, the fact that I haven't seen anything doesn't mean much because I'm not that familiar with silent and early talkies. But a lot of the people that go, that I've talked to, in the previous 3 years, who are serious cinephiles, haven't seen them either. So Art Pierce and Jack Theakston and the whole team really go out of their way to put together a program of rare movies. So it makes it that much more special.
This will be my 3rd year at Capitolfest, and I will say the 2 years prior, not one movie had I ever seen before. And what I love about it even more is that a lot of the old movie stars that I've only heard of, I got to see, and it was awesome to see these actors and actresses that I've never been able to see before. And also to see that a lot of these films, back in the silent and early talkies, women were really strong characters. They were the heroes, and it was so fun to see. And they also had a great selection of movies from minority filmmakers, again, with very strong characters and strong plots. And it's educational as well as really entertaining. It's just fabulous.
I also love the fact that movie stars that we may be familiar with from movies from the 40s, let's say, which is one of my favorite decades, you see them earlier in their careers in silent movies and early talkies, and they're completely different performers, so it's just wonderful. I mean, it really introduces, it's a rich weekend, 3 days of amazing films.
You know what else is wonderful?
What?
These director chairs. These are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like this.
I'm petrified. I don't even want to move, but that's beside the point.
Well, let's get started. We'll take a look at the actual...
Well, before we do that, I want Anne-Marie to mention the featured star because you have a family connection with him.
Really tight family connection. My mother's favorite movie actor. So this year's featured actor is Gary Cooper. So that should be really fun. Really fun. So, all right, do we want to just kind of run down this schedule?
All right, we'll go through the schedule. And again, for everybody watching at home, we're going through RomeCapital.com. That has the entire festival information up there. Also has lodging information. But it also has past information. This is Capitolfest 14. All right, and it has other information from previous years, so you want to check that out. Also, they have other programs through the course of the year that viewers at home might want to check out, particularly anybody in the area. But without further ado, let's hit the schedule.
Okay. Well, I have to interject.
Okay.
If you're in or near Rome, New York, at any time of the year, you have to go see this palace. It opened in 1928. It is gorgeous. You have to step in there, breathe the air. The magic that, thanks to this group of people, continues to happen. But I mean, think about all of the decades that it's shown the greatest movie stars in the world. So it's a beautiful, beautiful place, and spending 3 days there every year is
it's
special.
torture, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
it's
I hate
horrible.
it. I go because So it's very, very special. So.
You go on doctor's orders, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we'll start Friday, August 12th, all right, 2016. It starts at 11:30 a.m. And what's the film, Aurora?
Doomsday, directed by Roland Lee, Paramount, 1928, starring Florence Vidor, Gary Cooper, Lawrence Grant, Charles Stevenson. An hour long. I've never even heard of the movie. So, just right off the bat, I can't wait to see this.
And again, how often do we in this get to see classic films for the first time?
Right.
Not often.
Well, actually, I have to tell you that the more I immerse myself in this community, the more I learn that I have rarely seen anything.
Wow.
You know? and I've seen a lot of movies, and yet there are
so
many
many more
more
to
that I
see.
haven't seen. But again, the ones featured here, never.
Yeah.
And I would never get an opportunity to see them if not for Capitol Fest.
Right.
So Linda follows is the next feature on Friday, directed by Dorothy Davenport, who was Mrs. Wallace Reed, starring Warner Baxter. So you know it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Helen Foster, Noah Beery. It just sounds like a lot of fun. So I don't know.
Underneath, they have a lot of the Edison movies that they're going to be showing up there, starting with 315, 340, a couple of back-to-back shorts.
Yeah, they have a lot of 1913 Edison shorts this year, which is wonderful. That's another fun part of the Capitol Fest is not only the features, you get to see a lot of the shorts, you know, Vitaphones through the years we've seen in the last three festivals. So it's a lot of fun. They really intersperse it with as close an experience as it was in the 1920s and 30s.
And also the format is unique, right? Compared to a lot of different
Oh
festivals.
yeah. Well, these are all in 35 millimeter, I believe. There's not one that's in another format. So, yeah, it's special. I mean, I'm going to keep repeating that because you just don't find this kind of event, 3-day event in our area.
That's right, and it's really scheduled really well because there's only one movie playing at a time, and there's maybe a 15-minute break between each movie. They give you a lunch break, they give you a dinner break. So it's really done quite well. I mean, you get up in the morning, you see a couple of movies, you take a couple of breaks for coffee, take a lunch break, and then everybody pals out together. Everyone's going to lunch together, everyone's going to dinner together. And they also have like a dealer's room, so there's lots to do in the breaks, but it's scheduled very well. It's not leisurely, but it's certainly not at a hectic pace.
No.
It's really
And you
paced
also,
very well.
because you're in the same space for the weekend, you get to know other fans a little bit better than just meeting up with them as you run from one venue to another. So that's something that's special too. We've made friendships.
We have.
And by the way, another exciting thing this year, we have several of our classic movie friends that we know maybe from TCMFF are going to be are going to Capitol Fest for the first time this year.
Oh, wow.
So Jeff, Raquel, you know, there's quite a few. So it's going to be a great crowd. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next, the Dude Ranch, is the next feature. 1931 from Paramount, directed by Frank Tuttle, with Jack Oakey, Stuart Irwin, Eugene Pallette.
Oh, forget
who,
it.
by the way, let me interject. Anything he does, anytime he shows up on screen, immediate smile. Last year, we asked several of the Capitol Fest attendees who their favorite character actors was. Eugene Pallette took it away. He just ran away with the little game we were playing. So, yeah, just magical. He's hysterical, and I can't wait to see this. I've never seen it.
With that voice, how could you lose?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I just love him. So.
Moving along.
Okay, so I'll take the rest of Friday, and then you guys. Okay, so Lightning Winds, directed by Alan James, with Eileen Sedgwick, Lightning the Dog, Gary Cooper. I've never even heard of this.
I didn't even know there was a Lightning the Dog.
Yeah. So,
but he wins, right?
He yeah, whatever he does here, he wins. So we know that off the bat. So yeah, we didn't spoil anything.
Yeah.
And this is the session 2, the night session. Starts at what time? 6:50?
Yeah.
Yes, that's after dinner, right? There's a fragment, Arizona Bound, 1927, with Gary Cooper again. So again, digital transfer from the Library of Congress. So, again, I can't wait to see that. Children of Divorce follows that. 1927, directed by Frank Lloyd, with Clara Bow, Esther Ralston, Gary Cooper. That sounds great too. That one sounds familiar to me. I don't know if I've seen it, but if I have, certainly never on a big screen. Okay, the next one has to be the one I'm ahead of time looking the most forward to on Friday. Just Imagine from Fox, 1930, directed by David Butler, written by De Silva, Brown, and Henderson, with Elle Brendel, who, by the way, I saw for the first time at Capitol Fest maybe 3 years ago, maybe my first go around. But I just loved him. So in this movie, he co-stars with Maureen O'Sullivan, John Garrick, Marjorie White, Brank Anderson. I just can't wait. And if you see the little snippet that they put, it says it has a wacky combination of Metropolis-grade special effects, songs by De Silva, Brown, and Henderson, and some extremely topical Depression-era humor.
Wow.
I don't know how you can beat that combination, to be honest. But yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I can't wait to see that one.
That's cool. And that wraps up the Friday session, right?
That wraps up Friday, yeah.
Okay. You want to take the Saturday?
Sure. Saturday, August 13th. I might add that the dealer's room, they have these dealer's rooms where you could buy some really cool stuff. And maybe I shouldn't have told you because you might beat us to it. The dealer's room opens at about 9 in the morning. And I got to tell you, it's a tough thing, boy, to go through all of that stuff. I mean, it's just like a magnet.
Well, we have a plan.
Oh,
we
all right.
have a set plan. No, you want to share it? So we drive up to Capitolfest on Thursday, the Thursday before the festival starts. And they're actually showing in the new theater that's next door. They're going to be showing The King of Jazz,
That's right.
which I would love to see. I've never seen it on a big screen. Okay. Now, if we make the drive in a good enough time, we have a chance to catch The King of Jazz and then go to the dealer's room and get a head start.
Okay.
Fill the car with all the goodies, and then we don't have to rush there during the festival. However, if we get there a little late, we're going to go straight to the dealer's room that Thursday.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
And we're going to shop till we drop, and then start fresh on Friday with the movies. Right.
Yeah,
That's
and
our
more
plan.
shopping. I mean, we always
Yeah.
shop till we drop, but we always keep going.
Because
back.
they're tricky. What they do is they do add new things
They do.
during the weekend, so you can't let it go.
Really?
But it's a lot
On
of
top
fun.
of things.
A lot of great.
Oh my gosh!
yeah.
I can't even tell you some of the
A lot of
wonderful
great
things we picked up
collectibles.
there.
Yeah.
So apparently, Jazz isn't king. The dealers are king.
Yeah, the dealers
All
are
right,
king.
just getting that straight.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so on Saturday, the first movie is The Texan, okay, directed by John Cronwell, and it's with Gary Cooper, Fay Ray. I mean, I've heard of this movie. I've never seen it, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's a Paramount, 1930. Okay.
You gotta love Fay Ray.
You gotta love Fay Ray. It's followed, of course, there's a intermission. Then it's followed by a movie here called 11 P.M., directed by Richard Maurice, with Richard Maurice, Sammy Fields, Wanda Maurice. It says all black cast. Very, very interesting. It's 60 minutes, silent, 1926. This should be very interesting.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
heard of this.
Yeah.
But it does say here on the poster, the most thrilling surprise the screen has yet registered. So
I
that
know.
should be very
Yeah.
interesting.
Great
Very
poster, too.
interesting. Great poster. Then there's lunch. And then it looks like there's a number of other Edison shorts here from 1913. I can't wait to see them.
Yeah,
I just
me
can't wait to
neither,
see
yeah.
them. And then, let's see here, The Dawn of Technicolor, the talkie era. This is going to be a lecture with James Layton and David Pierce. That should be very, very interesting. There's an intermission, and then a little after 4, we have The Merry Mannequins, Columbia, 1936. It's an animated short, 7 minutes, directed by, I never know how to pronounce his name, Ub Iwerks. He's one of the Disney
Sounds
Yeah.
pretty good.
top guy.
Yeah, that
But-
sounds
but-
good to me.
Yeah, but he's really one of the top, well, he was one of the top Disney animators, if I remember correctly. Very, very famous. So that should be very interesting. 35 millimeter print from a private collection. Wow. Okay. The next, I think this one I might like.
Yeah.
The Poor Rich. It's Universal, 1934. It's directed by Edward Sedgwick, but it stars Edward Everett Horton and Edna May Oliver. I'm sorry, I just love them
Yeah.
both. So I have a feeling that's going to be a real fun
No, that's a
With
great.
Thelma
Oh, and
Todd.
Andy Devine in here too. Thelma Todd. Oh my gosh, Una O'Connor,
E.E.
E.E.
Klein, I
Klein.
love
Forget
you.
about it.
Layla
I have a
Hines,
feeling
yeah.
this is going to be a good
Yeah,
one.
no, that one looks amazing.
So I
That's
think
another-
maybe
yeah.
right now this might be one of my
Yeah.
key films. We have dinner. And then let's see, at 7:40 we have Under the Daisies. So this is 18 minutes, okay, so directed by Van Dyke Brook with Norma sorry, my tongue is tired. Norma Talmadge and Leo Delaney. Interesting. Vitagraph, 1913.
Yeah.
1913.
A lot of 1913.
A lot of 1913, which is wonderful.
Yeah. Followed by Dress to Kill, 1928. Now I've heard of this. I've never seen it. Directed by Irving Cummings with Edmund Lowe, Mary Astor, Ben Bard, Bob Perry, Robert E. O'Connor. It's silent, 70 minutes, 35 millimeter from the Museum of Modern Art. So I look forward to that as well.
Moment.
Yeah, another intermission. Then we have an animated short here, A Boy and His Dog, Columbia, 1936.
Starring a boy, and then you have a dog.
Wow.
No, that was that's not written here. I'm just saying.
At 9:55 is Up for Murder with an exclamation point, Universal, 1931, directed by Monta Bell, with Lou Ayres, Genevieve Tobin, Richard Tucker. Interesting.
Frank
McHugh, wow.
This is another one on
Right.
my starred list.
Interesting here,
Yeah.
a 35 millimeter from Universal. So it says here it's a sound remake of Man, Woman, and Sin. Not that it would mean anything because I haven't seen Man, Woman, and Sin, but interesting. About a reporter who goes out to get a story and is infatuated with a society reporter. Okay, nice. I guess now, let's see, that was the last film for Saturday, and we're moving on till Sunday.
All right. Sunday, August 14th, Dealer's Rooms. That's apparently where you guys will be.
That's what we'll be. We'll be
9 a.m.
online at 8:15.
All right. So once 9:29 rolls around and the
Go to
9:30
the
starts, all right, and the final Sunday, Me and My Boys, 1929. Sounds like me and my two guys. All right. Directed by Victor Saville, I believe. With Estelle Brody, okay, Ray, wow, these are some names, Bordick, all right, and Benny Goodman, so you listen to some music, all right, kind of nice. 9:30, it goes for a little bit, and then 9:40, Too Much Harmony, Universal, 1933, directed by Edward Sutherland, with the old bingo, all right, little Bing Crosby in there. So we got Judith Allen, all right, so I guess it'll be a musical Sunday. It sounds like it's starting off. We move on to 11:05, intermission. 11:35, While New York Sleeps, Fox, Silent, 1920, directed by Charles Brabin, with Estelle Taylor and Mark McDermott. Looks interesting. The poster looks really cool. If you guys can check that out, it's reminds me very much of a Universal type horror/mystery movie. So it looks pretty cool. You guys see?
The While New York Sleeps. That's another one that starred. I love the idea that it's an anthology of 3 dramas set in New York City. So yeah, that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
It looks good. All right,
Yeah.
and lunch break, 12:50. Where do you guys usually have lunch? What's your favorite
Dealer's
spot?
Room. Dealer's Room.
Dealer's Room again?
Of
Oh my
course.
God! You guys
hate to
need
tell you what goes on in that dealer's room, okay?
you guys need serious help, but we'll talk about that later. All right, session 7 starts Sunday afternoon, 2:05 in the p.m. Nursery favorites. All right, once again Edison, and once again 1913. All right, 7-minute short presented by the Library of Congress. 2:15 rolls around, and you guys will be treated to Jack's Joke. Once again, Edison, 1913. All right, with Arthur Hausman and Eddie Bolden. 7-minute short, again, Library of Congress. We move on to 2:20, A Man from Wyoming, 1930, with the star of the weekend, Gary Cooper. Your mom's getting excited over there, I could tell. Okay, directed by Roland V. Lee, Gary Cooper, Regis Toomey. All right, looks like an
Another
interesting
great
movie.
cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, powerhouse cast for those years, 1930. Intermission again. You guys will be back at the dealer's room, so when you return, you have two more films to check out. Jack Theakston's Short Subject Follies.
Yeah, that's usually a lot of fun for those for anyone out there that don't know what that means. Jack puts together a compilation of short clips. Sometimes it's drive-in movie ads, which we all love, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
classic. Just it's a lot of fun, and it's always a surprise and a secret. So even if I reached out to him and asked him what's going to be in it, he wouldn't say.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a great way to sort of close out the weekend before the final feature, which is usually
But would the dealers
amazing.
know that secret? Because apparently everything goes down in the dealers' room.
No,
No?
no,
Not even the
nobody,
dealers?
No, nobody,
No.
nobody knows.
Wow.
Not
That-
even Art Pierce, not even the President of the United States.
Wow.
Yeah, this is.
You hear that, Obama? You don't even
Super
know.
top secret.
Right, you got no clue. All right, so we'll finally wrap it 4:30 Sunday with the Wolf Song. First National, I love First National Pictures. 1928 with, again, the star, Mr. Cooper, and Lupe Valles. I love Lupe Valles. She's great.
Lupe Vélez.
Ah, you got a little on me. All right. And that wraps up the Capitol Fest for
Yeah.
2016.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry it's over already.
Yeah.
I know, right? It went fast.
Yeah.
So what'd you guys think of the ticket?
The program?
Yeah.
It
my
looks,
gosh,
it's
I can't-
amazing.
I can't wait.
I mean, again, you know, the
wait.
only reason we went through it so quickly is none of us have seen the
Seen
movies,
nothing.
No.
which makes the weekend that more, you know, that much more special.
And we always, I mean, there are always gems in there that just totally blow me
Yeah.
away.
And it
Well,
never fails. Another thing that never fails is the ones that I beforehand think, I can't wait to see this. The ones, I'll always have one or two in the weekend that I'm like, oh, okay, I'll sit through it,
Yeah.
that I love,
Yeah.
that turn out to be my favorites. So, you know, you never know. I
yeah,
mean, it's
there's
just
no
wonderful.
preconceived notions
Yeah.
going in, except that you're going to see some great rare stuff. But boy, oh boy, it's hard to even express what some. I just remember some of these movies so well, just because again, they were so different from anything I ever expected.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
love.
We have to
watching-
mention too
Yeah.
that the silent movies are accompanied
Yes.
on the
yes.
Wanda Morton, Avery Tunnelly, Bernie Anderson, Dr. Philip Carley, or you know they're there. Maybe even more this year. I could look it up, but anyway, amazing musicians
right.
accompanying these movies. And if I tell you that you're watching silent movies and you
Yeah.
have chills because of their talent
it's
and the music that they play along with them. I mean, if you've never seen a silent movie with musical accompaniment, you've never seen a silent movie.
And it's
I
even
venture to
fun during
say.
the intermissions
Yeah.
when they play. It's just
They do,
such, oh
yeah.
my gosh,
Yeah.
it's a great
We've even seen people
feeling.
dancing in the aisles,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Hey,
That's because they've
it's-
just come from the dealer's room.
So yeah, it's a magical weekend. It's a great group of people that attend it. Really a lot of fun. Everybody's immersed in these movies, just having a fun time. And it's an affordable weekend.
Oh my gosh, yes, very affordable.
You know, so
And the schedule is, again,
Yeah.
really done very well. Their slogan, Capitol Fest slogan, is a vacation, not a marathon, and that's really true.
Yeah.
It's done at a perfect pace.
yeah.
Great way to
Special-
spend the summer weekends, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Special shout out to Colleen and Nora.
Oh, yeah.
Because
guys.
they're friends of ours who I think we've gotten closer
Yeah.
to at Capitol Fest.
Yeah.
We usually spend a lot of time with them during the weekend. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to it.
Me
I don't know
too.
what else you guys want to say. It's amazing. You're not going to be able to attend this year.
No, unfortunately.
So sorry.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
Oh well.
And,
Too
I
bad.
practically grew up around there, literally like 20, maybe a half hour away. That's where my father's
Really?
cabin was, yeah.
Really.
So I was up there all the time
Yeah.
in that area. But
Oh well.
Definitely
and
next year.
Alan Height, our friend, he's going to be
He's gonna
going
be
to.
there
Yes.
too? Oh
How could
my
I forget? I'm
gosh.
very very
Okay.
excited to spend the
Wow.
weekend. Talking to him
Wow.
about brilliant man who knows everything.
he
So
does.
he may know all about these
That's
movies.
right.
Maybe we should have had him on.
Next year.
Yeah, yeah.
and since I'm not going, I expect a wrap up from you guys
Of
when you get back
course.
on exactly what
Well,
happened.
we'll see, you know.
What do you mean we'll see?
We'll see. Well, we'll see.
Check this one.
All right. I think we're good
I
here,
think
right?
We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Listen, this has been Capitol Fest, a preview that these two guys are going to, 2016, Rome, New York. What are the dates again?
12, 13, and 14.
Wow, 12,
But
13,
get there
14.
early
For the dealer's room.
and stay later. Yeah, I mean, it's a sleepy, I mean, by my estimation, a sleepy little town. Just a lot of fun. If you haven't gone, go. Get your ticket. I think there's probably still a lot of time. And, you know, you
We'll
won't
see you
regret it.
there.
Yeah, and don't forget the dealer's room.
Well, you can forget the dealer's room. It's okay. As long as we remember, we're good.
Well, we're going first.
Yeah.
All right, for Aurora and Anne Marie, I'm Rob. This
See
has
you
been our
guys.
Capitol Fest preview for classic movies and more. We'll see you next time. What really goes down in the dealer's room?